Okay, this is your mini lecture for your packet in Geometry 12.1.1 and 12.1.2. So this is the last part of your packet. That's the page that I'm looking at. So you should look at your math notes in your book and read questions in your book so that you can know where this stuff comes from. I'm just going to tell you how to do it. So there's here's the equation of a circle. So it's just x squared plus y squared equals r squared. Or if it's at the origin, if the center's at the origin. So let's do an example of that one. If I just have a circle and x is, I don't know, this is x and this is y. R is going to be, well, here, let me draw the circle and you can tell me what R is. What's R? The center is at 0, 0. So R is going to be the distance from the center to the edge of the circle. So that's 1, 2, 3. R is 3, right? So all I would do right here is I'd go x squared plus y squared equals, what's R? It's 3. So easy, right? That's the equation of that circle. Now sometimes they're not centered at the origin, sometimes they're centered somewhere else. So let's say that I have a circle, but it's kind of, I don't know, let's say it's right there. Say that's the center. Okay, so if that's the center, these two numbers right here give you the h and the k. Those are going to be the coordinates of the center. So this point is at 2, 1, isn't it? So that means I would put a 2 in for h, and I'd put a 1 in for k. Now, you'll notice that it says x minus 2, but it's actually to the right by 2, and it's y minus 1, but it's actually up by 1. That's just because the standard formula, the standard equation, has these minus signs already built in. Parabolas do that too. This is a translation of this circle. Actually, I'll make the radius the same so we can say that this circle got slid to the right by 2 and up by 1. Okay, so we'll just translate this to the right by 2 and up by 1. So I'm going to give it a radius of 3 again. And it'll just look like this. So if you have to graph one of these, you'd go from the center and then you go down 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Go to the side 3. 1, 2, 3. Go left by 3. Just basically go every direction by 3. This isn't going to look very round. Let's go 1, 2, 3. I try to make it look like a circle, but it's going to look really weird. Missed the dot. Okay, so there it is. So if you count in any direction from the center to the edge of the circle, you should have 3 because the radius is 3. So that's why we go right 3, up 3, left 3, down 3. Okay, so if you understand that, these are the equations. Actually, it's just this bottom equation right here. That's the equation of a circle. It's just that if it's centered at the origin, h and k would be 0, and so that's why it would look like this. Okay, so now we're ready to do the problems. These are pretty easy. Some of you have already taken Algebra 2, so you already know how to do this. Some of you, this is your first time, and that's okay too. What's the equation of this circle centered at 0, 0 with a radius of 25? So the radius of 25, so that's going to be, you just go x squared plus y squared is r squared. That's all. You could multiply that out and you'd get 625. Let's see what your answer book says. They multiplied it out and got 625. So that's the same as Easy, right? And then this one, we're going to go x minus h squared, y minus, where did I get that from? It's just my formula. I got it out of the math notes box. Okay, and I just showed you how it works. You should read in your book to see where these things come from. So the radius is 7.5, so I'll stick a 7.5 here for radius. And I could square that out, just probably use my calculator for that. And then it says, oh, it's centered at the origin. Okay, so if it's centered at the origin, then h and k are both 0. So it's like x minus 0 squared, that's just x squared. Y minus 0, that's just y squared. Okay, so there's that. Did they multiply out 7.5? Yes, they multiplied it out. 7.5 times 7.5 is 56.25. Okay, so you can write that as 56.25 if you want. What's the equation of the circle centered here with a radius of 9? Well, it's going to be x minus h squared plus y minus, now I got minus negative 3. Y minus negative 3, so that's y plus 3 squared equals 9 squared. You can write your 9 as 81. Let's write it as 81. I see your book likes to multiply it out like that. Okay. Now I have to graph one. I can totally graph this because I already showed you guys how to do it. You just go x minus h. So h must actually be negative 1 because it's minus negative 1, right? Remember, it's x minus h. So it's going to be negative 1 and y minus k. So y minus negative 5. So that's positive 5. Okay, there's the center. And then I would go up by 6, down by 6. Well, I ran out of room, didn't I? Guess I could have used some graph paper, huh? Okay, we'll go up by 6. First I'll go down by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right, 36, that's r. 6 squared is 36. Go to the right by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go left by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Go up by 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There it is. Use graph paper, it'll look even better than that. Okay, that's number 4. And number 7, I think I have enough time to do it. This one, it wants you to complete the square, and you may not know how to complete the square because it's a kind of an algebra thing. Basically, you get the x's together, and I leave a empty spot for what I call the magic number, and then y squared minus 4y. Okay, so there's a number that will complete the square, and the way you get the number is you take the coefficient of x, in this case it's 6, and divide it by 2. So that would be 3, and square it, and that makes 9. If you put a 9 here, you got to put a 9 here. Right, add it to both sides. Half of negative 4 is negative 2. Square negative 2, you get 4. If I added a 4 here, I have to add a 4 here. So these 9s go away, and I end up with a 4 over here. And then these are now perfect squares. So if you're good at algebra, you love this. So if I factored this, it would end up as x plus 3 all squared. And where did the 3 come from? I took half a 6. Or you can say I took the square root of 9, either way. What's this one going to be? Y minus, well, half of that number. Okay? And complete the square to convert the equation to graphing form. Center is going to be negative 3. Remember, because it's x minus h and y minus k. So that's the center. And the radius equals 2 because that's 2 squared. Oh, you can't read it. There you go. So that's how you do those. And that's it.